Welcome back to Earthbound. Last time we found our 8th and final Your Sanctuary location. All the notes together in the stone. Which we have now and we can use whenever we want.
I wonder if this actually does anything.
I don't think so.
Be hilarious if you just came out of whatever you're in. Now it's like, uh-oh. Didn't mean to do that.
Just go back and forth. What the crap? But with all of the Your Sanctuary locations together, it's formed a bridge between the powers of the Earth and us, allowing us to go into the world created by our own mind. Magicant. It's all those smash attacks I get in. So, about every time you talk to an NPC...
Who's messing with the Super Game Boy Color filters?
About every time
Actually, not Super... It's a Super Game Boy.
I think it's only major NPCs. Like, some you talk to just don't really say much of anything, and then nothing happens. But, a lot of NPCs you talk to will change the palette. It's Everdread!
Oh, he's gone forever, even in our mind.
And the interesting thing about Magic...
Wait, hold on. Cool footsteps sounds we make. Beep, 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 beep.
So the interesting thing about
Butterfly! In my mind!
So the interesting thing about Magicant is that it is inside Ness's mind. Which means everything that we're seeing is how Ness sees the world. Or perhaps how he...
Perceives it,
or how he hopes it to be. Which means sometimes there are truths in here that he knows to himself. Sometimes there's how he sees people that are close to him, or how he hopes a relationship between the two of them can be. Oh, thank heavens you can do this here.
Mm-hmm. I remember because there's an actual store in here you can buy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh boy, I'm going in and I'm going to buy a bunch of stuff and then I'm going to store it in here. And then I found out there is an actual store limit to the Escargot Express because I bought so much and stored it here.
I want to store that bag of Dragonite. I don't feel like you'll be using it. Oh, you can just sell that Diamond Band.
Oh, I was just putting as much stuff as I could in here.
That's about all you can do, really.
I mean, I could put the magic truffle away.
I mean, that's PB healing, though. You're probably going to want to keep that around. And then the Kraken soup is super healing. Yeah, I'd keep the Rain Pendant. You can probably take out the Diamond Band so we can just sell it.
I was just going to take out the Diamond Band to sell it.
Well, that's what I meant. But, like, that's about it. But it's neat, because Ness is, for the most part, a pretty two-dimensional character.
Kinda, yeah. That's... As much as I hate to say it, it's always been kind of the fault with Dragon Quest, is that the main character is usually the flattest character, because it's supposed to be the insert character.
To be honest, personal preference, I kind of like it. I
It's
like
not
it.
bad.
Like, I like a character that doesn't have this complicated story that I'm exploring. Like,
because I mean, look how much personality we put into Ness in our playthrough here.
And like for me, and a lot of that is the reason for a lot of that for me is because what interests me about stories is the actual story that you interact with. It's where the story goes in the future.
Unless that bitch Lise gets in the way of me killing Xenos
It's
again.
not about the past. Like, you give a character a big, complicated history.
Okay, please go on.
You give a character a big, complicated history and a lot of backstory and, like, a lot of mystery that you slowly explore over the course of the game. And to me, that's just not nearly as interesting as the adventures that you can go in from the start. And this is why I like something like Earthbound. The Earth Pendant, by the way, really good. This is why I like a story like Earthbound, where you don't have a complicated history, you don't have a complicated story. Instead, it's about the adventure that you go on. Like, honestly, this is also why I like silent protagonist characters.
So, real quick, while you're doing this, should I grab them for everyone else?
You know what? Probably a good idea.
Okay.
This is why I like Dot Hack. Kite from Dot Hack. Not a complicated character, but he still has his own desires, his own wishes, his own personality. But the game is about the adventure he gets put on, not about the adventure he's already been on coming back. The magic pudding, I forget, is a pretty good healing item, or maybe it's a psychic point healing item, I forget.
It kind of sounds like it should be psychic, but...
Heals psychic points.
I think that's the thing I went and bought, because, like, I think at some point you can hit an ATM.
Yeah, there is. Pretty sure there's also an ATM in here. Because that's pretty important to Ness at this point.
Put the rabbit's foot in there, and I'm going to put the other 2 earth pendants in there just to... You know how many playthroughs I think I've seen of people who completely skip the stores?
Like, you get a lot of nice stuff, like, just out and about in the world, but you get nice stuff in stores.
Like, just completely goes like, oh, there's a building there, and then they just walk by it and don't even bother going in. It's like, why didn't you go into the buildings?
The whole point of this game is the world, though. So that's our ATM. It's just kind of a drawing on the wall. We're friggin' rich!
We're rich.
Hey, Ness, can you pay off my house?
Can you get me a house?
Yeah, you know what?
I don't have to pay it off.
Yeah, you know what? You could pay off my house and then buy another one. Of course, then you still have to pay friggin' homeowners insurance
and then taxes upon the property you
have. Like property tax.
Yeah.
Dang it. Can't just own a house anymore.
Should I get any magic puddings?
I'm
gonna at least get one, and then...
Yeah, probably a good idea to have one. I think you can talk to those flowers.
I'm kind of avoiding them because I know every comment about the flowers will go like, oh, it's flowy! And I just go like... And my hands get closer and closer to their necks as... Like,
their
in the shadows.
Their internet necks.
Yeah, just in the shadows, I'm just popping up behind them going like, you live today, but know that I could take it from you at any moment. I just want to see what the help text has got for it. Also, this shopkeep, oh my god, it's ridiculous. It's for some odd reason it reminds me of like Dilbert style.
Yeah, I can see that. It's the tall, squarish head.
Yeah, it's the pointy-headed boss. Except the guy who created it didn't go nutso bananas and all that. Oh, 40 PP.
Yep.
See, this is what I did, is I just, like, bought a bunch of them and just went over to Tracy and stored them. So then I could just go like, hey!
Oh yeah, it's the horizontal eyes, too.
Yeah.
Like, that's straight up the boss guy. Well, this means when we get back, we can sell all our other psychic point restoring items.
Once he comes up and then goes back down. Yeah, that kind of helps it too.
And like at the end of the day, what you see here is that Ness is 12.
Yeah.
Like it's a very bright, very cheerful land, big cartoony, goofy things everywhere. A very kind of cartoony understanding of the world.
Should we buy any more or just keep going?
I think we should keep going.
Because honestly, I think this is good enough to keep us for now.
Yeah, because we still got plenty more to do here. That sound effect's great.
I like how it's just carrots, or, like, root vegetables growing out here. Butterfly, 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 butterfly.
Oh, one other note, and this is probably one of the last major changes between...
Is it his pajamas?
Mother 2 and Earthbound, is in Mother 2, Ness was actually not wearing anything. And this is actually it makes a little more sense culturally
Yeah.
with Japan, because it's very typical in Japan to
Butterfly, butterfly, butterfly.
display like a character's mind or like a mental image of a character in the nude.
I think the point of that is that nudity is considered pure because it's the purest a person can be.
Yeah, like it is that internal
So-
because it's only you.
Actually, I think he has his hat on. Like,
He may?
I think his sprite, because that's the one thing I always found funny is that like they put him in pajamas, but they took his hat away from him, so they had to show him with the ruffled hair.
Yeah.
But like in the actual sprite in Mother 2, he's got the hat on, but he's naked otherwise. Because I think that's the point of his hat in the baby cutscene is that he's worn it ever since he
Yeah.
was a child.
And the other thing, and again, this is cultural. So, like, and that's the kind of stuff that's going through his head, though.
Like, it should be about 3-ish or so. I can't tell because it's not a perfect straight
Maybe it's
for
like
the hour hand.
maybe it's like 12:10. Maybe
No.
the hour hand is up.
Well, that too. Anyway,
Yeah, and again, this is also another cultural thing, but it's where, for the most part, in Japan, male nudity is generally comedic. So, if you see him in there, you don't think like, oh, that's creepy, oh, that's perverted. You think, oh, that's funny. And you can crack a joke about it. Whereas, like, over here, we see that, we have a very, very difficult time separating any amount of nudity from...
sexuality.
Yeah.
There's also the fact that it's a game featuring a naked 12-year-old, and you go to like prison for 20 to life.
And there are other problems. So again, I feel like, given that he's walking around in his own mind, in his pajamas like this, I feel like this is a pretty good localization choice
Yeah.
for it. Like, it's a good representation for us of what that meant to them.
So apparently Ness is a ninja because he has dream within a dream.
Oh, it's free, thank heavens. Our
In your mind, if it's
Our
not...
mind doesn't try to rip us off, thank goodness.
I mean, the fact that that you actually have like a shop that charges you in your mind, I could almost buy, but everything else,
Shush, shush.
now you're dead in my mind. Anyway, was there more you wanted to go on here?
No, I think that was about it, really.
I didn't really want to cut you off with the whole like 20 to life thing, but I thought it was like, yeah, there's probably also that. I get kids can play it, but still it's weird.
No, keep going though, because I got plenty to talk about still.
Oh.
One of which is Magicant is weird because it's in Ness's mind, but also not really. It is also a physical location, which explains why you can get items here and take them out with you.
Where the hell did you get this magic pudding from? My mind?
Like, you're not just having a vision or a weird fever dream and it doesn't make sense. Like, Magicant is weird. It's both here and not.
I think it was attempting to change the palette, but it's already been changed to what he was going to change it to.
Oh, hey, look at that nerd.
Oh, sorry. I think it's supposed to be the idea that Ness does want to be friends with Pokey.
Mm-hmm.
Because even in his mind, he kind of understands that Pokey's like just a lonely kid who just has no friends.
Yeah, especially the I have no luck. It shows that Ness really views Pokey as someone who's just kind of in a bad spot. But that Ness he still wants to be friends with him. And he still kind of even sees him as a friend.
This is Buzz's tombstone. He appeared earlier in the game and gave up the ghost before he achieved his goal.
But he did get us the Sound Stone. So the very fact that we made it here... Oh dang, he joined you.
I was kind of hoping they would have explained it before he joined, but whatever.
So I don't like getting Flying Man. Because you can go back in there, any of them in there will join you, so you can always have a Flying Man. Like if you lose your Flying Man or he dies or whatever, you can go back in and get 4 more. Flying Man just helps you out in fights. He is your courage. And since he is your courage, like he's here to help fight alongside you, but he can also die.
Yeah.
And if he dies, and you go back to that Flying Man house, there's a gravestone for him. There's a limited number of Flying Men, and each one that dies will leave a gravestone. I don't like bringing Flying Man along, because he will die.
He's essentially just a plush bear kind of thing.
Yeah, like he fights alongside, he'll attack, but he also eats damage for you. So the loaded dice is interesting, because it can call for help, but when it calls for help, it doesn't call more loaded dice. It calls other enemies here. So the loaded dice has 307 HP, 0 PP. The Carefree Bomb had 504 HP and 0 PP. The Carefree Bomb throws bombs.
Did you see how much experience we got?
I was not paying attention.
25k.
Wow.
For a loaded dice and a Carefree
Yeah,
Bomb.
for 2 guys.
Like, one more of that fight would almost put us to our next level.
So we've been through the happier parts.
Hold on. Yeah, it actually has to load the new music. So that's why it kind of stutters you there.
Head to the right. So we've been through the...
I thought you were a present.
Yeah. The happier parts of our mind, where we keep our wits and our thoughts and our well wishes. Oh dear. However, there is still the Sea of Eden. So, Uncontrollable Sphere, let me see if I can get some stats on him.
That didn't hurt too bad.
He explodes when you kill him.
Well, yeah. He's also, he casts Fire Alpha and Beta.
Uncontrollable Sphere has 577 HP. There is a 1 in 128 chance he will drop the Flying Antenna, which, if Jeff fixes, is his ultimate weapon.
Oh wait, we can still get that elsewhere, right?
I do not know. I don't think
A
so.
broken antenna?
Don't think so. So he actually starts with a PSI shield up. He has Fire Alpha and Fire Beta, and that's pretty much.
Life Up Omega.
Oh boy. He's weak to fire, but not only can Ness not why does that matter? Ness can't cast fire.
It's just in the
and he has a PSI shield up.
Just in the off chance that you fuck around with it.
And he also explodes upon
100.
death. So that's mostly it to worry about. Is Fire Alpha, Fire Beta, and...
I like Life Up Omega just because of the fact that, like, Life Up Alpha, 100 to 1 person. Beta, 300 to 1 person. Gamma, completely heals a person. Omega, 400 to everyone. It's basically your... Hold up, I'm trying to think of the name of it. Multi-heal spell.
Yeah. And it's interesting seeing that... Oh. You get back here, me. So is that actually... I don't think that's... Yeah, it's garbage. It's just your favorite baseball hat.
Should I go back and give it to Tracy?
Yeah, let's save the inventory space.
No!
Hey!
I was over the line.
The Electro Swoosh! See what I can find out about him.
Apparently he sends a greeting.
He can do that.
Oh, there's electric shock attack.
So Electro Swoosh has 543 HP, 338 PP. He can cast Thunder Beta, and that's pretty much it. He will cast Thunder Beta a lot.
Well, you're gonna see a sad scene when we walk by the Flying Man's place.
Dang it.
Oh no, it's a gravestone! Ness's courage is resting here. He fought well and died.
Well, it died. But it is only resting, because here's the thing.
Does it mean I'm not courageous anymore?
Courage doesn't go away. Sometimes you can get knocked down and feel less courageous. But hold tight, and that courage will come back. He's only resting, after all. Okay, so now we're going back in for realsies.
I almost went after it because I thought it was a present. I was like, oh, wait. So...
Wait, did that one just not
do
anything? That's not a present.
I know it's not a present. He just didn't come after me while I walked by.
Alright, go up.
Go up?
Yep. That is a present.
It's a goddess band.
That's probably going to be one of the best bands in the game. Forget what you... Arm, probably?
Arm. Increases your defense. Helps keep you from being hypnotized, and increases your luck. Yeah. Do you want to equip it now?
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, you might as well. And then once we get out, we can shuffle inventory around and shuffle equipment around.
Wow, look at all
That's
those guys.
a lot of guys.
Yeah, because I was walking down and the game just went like, I was like, what happened here?
Let's go the other way.
Well, actually, we have to go around into that spot at some point.
Of course, it's you again.
Should have brought the Franklin badge.
Once again, reminder, Thunder Beta has like 500 HP. Thank heavens. God dang. Oh, dang. There we go. No, thankfully, going through here, Ness is kind of a beast. Just a stupid amount of HP and offense and everything. So, he can handle this mess. We haven't fought them before, I don't think. It's the French Kiss of Death, which is not at all what I was expecting it to be.
It poisoned me.
Yep. Let's see here. The French Kiss of Death. Where are you? 588 HP.
Well,
0
PP.
PP. Well, 588 HP isn't a lot. And let's see here. That's not what I did, and you know it.
You lying whore of a computer.
Let's see here. The only move it can do is give the Kiss of Death. Which I'm not actually sure what does.
Butterfly. Wow! I saw the butterfly. I went in to grab a heal for myself. I thought that was just a present laying out of nowhere. And as I hit pause, it went like, ah!
So yeah, I do not actually know what the French Kiss of Death is, but apparently that's the only thing it can do. So, you know. Dang it!
Jeez. Hey, how about this shit? I guess apparently the electric swoosh's first turn is always just like, hi. Okay. How about this shit? There's a butterfly nearby him. Oh,
Oh.
dang.
Okay, so loaded dice is high priority.
Okay, I'm glad that it was a psychic shield and not a reflect shield.
So this is going bad quick. This is going bad quick.
Yeah, guess who's healing next turn? That's this guy. Well, okay, that took
Oh,
care
thank
of that
heavens.
thing.
That's like the worst thing that could have.
How could this happen to me?
Oh boy, 30.
I hope that butterfly's still there when I get out of this fight.
Darn well better be. Man, Ness is like the only one who could solo this area.
Yeah.
Like, just because he's such a beast. Like, Paul'd go in here and get wrecked by the first enemy. Pooh just doesn't have the poop behind him. Like, he's got options, but he doesn't have the meat.
Jeff couldn't last too long. He'd have the items, but...
Yeah, Jeff has got, like, he can do decent AoE damage, he can even do decent regular damage.
Dang it.
Back on.
See if I can get past here real quick.
That is a present. The one directly above you is a real, live present. With good things in it. Sure can. Somehow.
Except on you.
No!
I don't want you there, Electric Swoosh. Your thunder attacks are annoying. And people
Yeah,
are
some
probably
of
in the comments going like, well, if you had the Franklin badge, it was like, how was I supposed to know so it happened immediately, besides the fact I played this before?
How are we supposed to know Electro Swoosh was gonna be such a friggin' guy?
Oh, jeez. This is that kind of the point in the game where they're like, we're just gonna give you like a lot of experience for no reason.
I mean, you're gonna need it. Oh, see that present behind that thing?
Yeah,
It's real.
it's a real present. Unlike the fake ones I gave you for Christmas. That's very rude, Dad.
There are no more presents. If you see one, it's lying.
Oh, 20 PP.
Oh, I think those are the ones that we could buy from the lady. I mean, all things considered, that's not the worst enemy to fight.
Are you sure she sells these again?
Yeah.
God, I'm so fat.
Oh, one other thing I wanted to mention was Magicant is kind of an Earthbound staple. Because Magicant appeared in Earthbound Beginnings as well.
Yeah, it's like your hub area.
It worked in a very different way, though. Whereas here, it's a view into Ness's mind.
Butterfly, butterfly, butterfly.
Yeah, whereas here, it's a view into Ness's mind. In Earthbound Beginnings, it was still that, like, real but not real mental place. But it wasn't the main characters. I won't talk too much about that otherwise. But it also did serve a very, very important role.
I'm like
in
losing
Beginnings.
ground here. Fine, I'll fight one of you and then I'll move on.
Now you're fighting two.
Let's suck one up.
Hey, it's Mr. Molecule! Mr. Molecule is the Fobby of your own mind. See if I can go find some real information.
Well, I killed him with a 300 hit, so...
Yeah, they're the Fobby. Mr. Molecules have 280 HP, 21 PP, which means you can magnet them.
I can't magnet them.
Oh,
I
right,
don't have
because Ness
magnet.
can't. They can cast PSI Alpha, or Thunder Alpha, Flash Alpha, Fire Alpha, and Freeze Alpha. They're also weak to fire and freeze, not that you can use either of them. They're also weak to paralysis and brain shock. And they start the fight with can't concentrate. They're the Fobbies. Like, they have strong moves, but they're very weak, and they can't even use them for a while. That Carefree Bomb, on the other hand. I never actually looked up all of his stats.
Because we killed him in, like, one shot, so...
Yeah.
Uh-oh, Mr.
Like
Molecule A is concentrating again.
Oh, no.
So is Mr. B. Well, A's dead.
Okay, so the Carefree Bomb. Like, I gave his stats, and I know he throws bombs. What else can he do? He can throw a bomb, and there's a 1 in 4 chance that he throws a super bomb.
Also, he's got the strut in this animation here.
He does.
I think I've seen... This is the lowest I've seen anybody in Magic Camp who hadn't, like, gone after the Sword of Kings. Like, I know you explained your whole thing, but... It's just funny to see, like, wow, I just hit the 70s in here.
Yeah, like, if you go get the Sword of Kings and just kind of chill there grinding for a while, you'll be like 80-something by the time you even leave.
Pretty much what I was. Oh, I got a back attack. God, that was annoying.
Well, there went most of our psychic points.
Whatever, I got pudding.
And now would probably be a good time to call it for today.
But I don't like the water, it makes me have to wee.
We've made it to the center of Ness's mind.
The Sea of Eden.
The Sea of Eden. This is where all the bad things reside. And we're going to have to confront them and overcome them if we're going to attain the power needed to save the world. Until next time, everyone.